Hey everyone. So this video, it's just like a raw video. Most of the time, me and everyone else put our best faces on when we do videos, and I know that it is a trend that people are honest and raw, and honestly that's so inspiring because people in my life have never really been authentic with me. So I'm always the one that's authentic and sharing deeply, but I don't get that back from other people. And I'm not really here to complain about the people in my life right now or not in my life right now or in the past. The point is funny, like, I've always been scared of like being on camera, and I will tell that someday. There's some real reason for that, but I just was like, I have people to call, but I've talked to them, I feel like, before, maybe not about this very thing, but maybe this is where other people online that can't understand this come in. So I'm just gonna record this, and hopefully I'll be bold enough to post it, and maybe there will be someone out here like me that understands, and we can feel not alone in this together. So I don't have makeup on, obviously, like I didn't put special clothes on, I didn't pick anything up for this video because I just feel crappy right now. So my environment is pretty much, reflecting how I feel, disorganized. So like there's this new, well, it's not really new, but it's new to me, like this economy idea. It's like a local thing. Instead of like dollars, it's time. You exchange things for time. So like people do all different things, maybe somebody knits or sews, right? And so whatever they can do in an hour, they can like do that for whatever people that need that, or they want to learn how to sew or knit or whatever, right? And then other people, they know how to fix a car, they can mow a lawn. Maybe people are elderly and they can't do that anymore, or like they would but maybe they can cook or teach somebody to cook, or maybe they would watch someone's baby. Anyway, let's not get into that, because again, that's not really what this video is like about. It's about feeling how I feel. So anyway, I just had to say that, like, the setting, because like I've made all these lists about what I can do, like the things I've actually done for work, the things I love to do for hobbies, and I know that they are valuable. I value them in other people. When I'm around other people, I feel valuable. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I can train dogs. I've trained service animals. I've trained psychiatric service animals. Like that's very valuable to people, right? Like, so talking even to you or thinking about talking to other people, connection with other people, I'm like, hey, that's valuable to this person. That's valuable. I see people do it, right? Just like talking, like being somebody that somebody can even talk to in this day and age, whether it's about like mental health, that's like non-judgmental, that, right? Like somebody that's like, hey, I have been, me personally, I've been through so much stuff. Pretty much, seriously, people can say like, I've been through this thing or that thing, and it does not shock me. And I know I know that, most people have friends and family, but I've been through life and I've met a lot of people that don't feel like they have that safe space. So anyway, just somebody to talk to that you're like, okay, I just want you to listen. You don't maybe know me super well, right? Like, I mean, there's industries with that, counselors, right? Strangers that are listening to you. Now they typically don't tell their personal stories, which to me personally, I think sometimes can be a deficit. And so now, yeah, we have like another industry that's been up and coming, like the peer support, things. So that's like, I've been through stuff, and so, I can talk about my experience, and we feel less alone together, and that's not coming from, I'm an experienced person, I know better than you, I'm going to help you. It's mutuality. It's, I am struggling or have struggled similarly, right? And you're struggling, right? And so it's not about fixing each other. It is about, just saying like, I know how you feel. I either feel like that now, or I have felt like that. I understand where you are emotionally. It's about feeling seen. It's about feeling known and accepted, like just as you are. And I think that's, our society so like needs that so desperately. I would say almost more than anything else. There's a lot of issues in our society that I am well aware of, but that one on a day-to-day basis, like how much that hurts, you know, and feeling disconnected from other people, feeling alone. See, it's not even the trauma, right, of a lot of real things like trafficking of humans, you know, sexual abuse, like whatever, like there's, you know, domestic violence, like all this stuff, you know, there's wars, stupid, you know, wars and genocides and all that sort of thing going on. But see, what makes it more painful, what makes it, because see, like trauma is not necessarily the event. It's not the event, but it's associated with it, of course, because the event is a cause. But trauma means like that is the effect it has on you. It overwhelms your ability to cope. And so it breaks it breaks some things in you because it overwhelms your ability to cope. Just like metal, you know, metal has each type of metal and the way, you know, whatever, if it's super thick or thinner, like it has, like, it's called tensile strength, I think. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, but whatever. Tensile strength means like how much force or whatever can it endure before it breaks. And that's, I think, maybe used in lines of like different metals and stuff like that. But anyways, it's like the same with humans, you know. I mean, maybe, you know, our bodies didn't break, but maybe the mind broke, right? Or the soul, or your heart, or even your spirit can be broken. So anyway, like that's why, so like that trauma, right? But like if you then meet somebody else, so it's the trauma affects you, but if you meet somebody else that has either gone through something that has broken them in a similar way or whatever, it's being alone in that experience of feeling that trauma. If you meet somebody else that can understand, it feels like you hit the jackpot. Like I would rather have those throughout my life than win the lottery and get like dispensations of money, because you can have all the money in the world and you can still feel alone. It's almost like asking someone the question, would you rather be rich and unhappy, or would you rather be poor and happy and satisfied? It's a very interesting question to ask people, because most people, you know, are like, money's going to solve all my problems. And money, you know, I understand that. I'm not against that, you know, having basic things makes your life feel easier. But anyway, I just think it's an interesting question, and it doesn't always go that way. You can have a good amount of money. I've met kind people, and, you know, so I'm not saying it always goes that way. It's just an interesting, you know, question. Like a hypothetical question to ask. Doesn't mean that you have to apply it to life and it happens 100% of the time. That's not the point. Anyways, so, but today I just realized, like, it's so weird when I'm around other people. I am like, I have this and I have this to offer and I have this to offer. And I love helping other people. You know, I made a business out of that in like marketing and branding. So it wasn't me trying, you know, it was, I'm helping these people get their business idea off the ground and helping them meet their goals and trying to understand, you know, who they are and what they uniquely offer, and to embody, you know, help them embody that in writing and in graphics and in visuals and in just the feel, and a lot even subconsciously, and like who wants and needs those products or services, and how, like, where can you connect with them and how to connect with them and communicate effectively, right, to arrive at a certain point, you know, a certain like goal, you know, and it should be good for both people, a win-win. That's not everyone's belief, that's just been mine. But anyway, so yeah, I started a whole business off of that, right? And I was like made for that. But interestingly enough, like I don't know, I think I realized that for the first time today. When I'm alone by myself, I just feel like, what do I have to offer? You know, like, is it, you know, does that really matter to anyone? It feels like it doesn't matter, you know, and I don't know, it just feels horrible. And I was like, wow, that's like, I don't know why, you know, there's that disconnect. I don't know if this makes sense to you. You know, when you're around other people, you feel like you have a lot to offer. And then when you're alone, you're like, do I have anything to offer? I mean, it almost seems so painful that like I'm gonna disappear, or like it would be less painful, you know, if I just was not on the earth, basically, you know. And I'm not suicidal or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, it's extremely painful, and it's such a weird feeling. I don't want to have to need to be around other people unless that's how it works, you know. It just almost feels codependent. But I've never quite understood how community works. I know that if you have healthy community, it makes your life way better. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And if you guys understand, I would love to have you comment. And I am not some super channel yet. I don't really, even if I did start to produce a bunch of videos, I want the content to reach a lot of people if it was helpful to people, but I always want to be able to talk to individuals and have relationships with people, because it's the one-on-one that is beneficial to me also. And I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, people are limited, so we can only give so much before we also need to receive, especially in relationships. We can't just keep giving and then not receive, you know, love, kindness, intimacy, you know, somebody knowing us, seeing us, like. And there's a lot of ways that we try to feel valuable, like work, volunteering, parenting, finding a spouse. Like, a lot of people, you know, want to find value in others through those, but like I see those for what they are, and so I haven't naturally put my worth in them. I think I did when I was younger. I'm trying to think back, and I actually have always seen that. I think I'm more like, I wanted to be normal, so like I wanted to have a husband to like be normal, but anyway, so I think I've kind of always seen through that. I was not somebody that wanted to have a spouse right away, and like when I was younger, I didn't want to get married, I didn't want to have kids. I ended up doing both. But, and I love my kids and they are grown now. But, I think, I wanted to help the world. I wanted to change the world. I wanted to help other people. I wanted to change what was painful for me and make things different for other people. I've wanted to do that since I was little, like a little child. Like, that's what I wanted to do. Some people want to grow up and get married and have kids, or you know, start a business, whatever. I wanted to, you know, change the world. I wanted to help people. I wanted it to be different for others than it has been for me. And that was before, I mean, I guess a lot had happened, but as like a 4 or 5 year old thinking like that, that's interesting. So I hope that we can have a conversation about this. And yeah, I hope even if it's 1 or 2 or 3 people, you know, and that want to have a conversation about this, I'm so down to just hop on a video and talk. So anyway, I hope to hear from you guys, and sorry for the eye contact. Like, I feel just kind of nervous on video because I haven't really met people through video yet. I think, you know, maybe when that happens, then I will be like, okay, I'm talking to these people, I'm talking to these specific people, you know, and I'll be able to think about that, and maybe it will feel better. So anyway, I hope to connect with some of you guys soon. All right, bye for now.